So I'm here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm standing here in front of two legends of the railroad. Two biggest locomotives in the world. We're at the Kenefick Park here, overlooking Interstate 80 and the Union Pacific tracks in Omaha, Nebraska, and overlooking the river into Council Bluffs, Iowa. Park was named after John Kenefick, president of Union Pacific during the 70s and 80s. Here's the little thing on here. And of course, in order to make a nice tribute to UP and its headquarters city, got the two biggest locomotives in the world up here. We got the biggest steam locomotive, big boy number 4023, and Centennial number 6900. And we are overlooking the point with Interstate 80 and the Union Pacific tracks below, coming into Omaha, Nebraska. And across the river is Council Bluffs, Iowa. That's the Missouri River down there, in case you were wondering. Nicely done. I'm going to do a quick run through of everything on here. I got a limited amount of time before I gotta go back. So 4023 is one of 25 big boy type locomotives that the Union Pacific bought from Elko. It's the only railroad to get big boys. It started with 4000 through 4019 in 1941-42. Delivered, all of them delivered from the American Locomotive Company, or Elko. And during the war effort, they needed 5 more, so they built 4020 through 4024 in 1944. Of course, all Elko. And you can see the massive size of everything here. These are 68 or 69-inch drivers, same size as what we got in the 1225, and but it's got 16 driving wheels. This is a 4884 articulated steam locomotive. And it's got all roller bearings on it too. And as you can see, you got grease certs here for the axle grease going in, but the bearings are all sealed rollers from Timken. This engine was originally sat in the Cheyenne Roundhouse after retirement from 1962 into the 1970s, along with 3985. 3985 Challenger was, of course, restored by the steam crew, and this locomotive was sent to be put on display here at the Omaha shops before they closed down. And then it was moved on a big special sled of wheels across the streets to this spot, along with the Centennial. And all these locomotives were coal burners originally. 4014, which is the one being restored, part of the original 20, is going to be converted to burn oil. So there won't be any need for a regular ash pan in there anymore. It's got a huge firebox on it. As you can see, the length of it is pretty good. The crown sheet itself is like 25 feet long. The entire length of the locomotive, from the roof of the cab to the tip of the coupler, is almost 90 feet. If you add in the tender, you've got over 132 feet. It's got a big centipede tender on it. This tender is actually from the 4004. There's a slight difference in variation between the first set of big boys and the second in their tenders. And that's mainly in the coal bunker up above. You can see how all these wheels are. There's a bunch of them, you know, 5 straight axles and then 1 truck, so you got 14 wheels on it. It's 25,000 gallons of water. This was really nicely done when they redid this. It probably needs a repaint in a few places. You can see the graphics are kind of coming off there, but it's been up here for good, going on 13 years now, I think. 13, 14 years. You can see the cab there is can be fully enclosed with those doors there, as per UP specifications. A lot of other roads have curtains, you know that with the 1225. So it's just a massive locomotive here. The oilers are fake. They took the real ones off. Otherwise they'd be DD7s like we have on the 1225. Even the chains aren't connected between the valve gear and the boxes, so there's no way they would even be able to move. Look at the sheer length of the front cylinders here, the piston, how far in that would travel. The back ones aren't quite as long, but you get the point. See the massive front end here with the air compressors in the front, and the protective barrier for the aftercoolers, which you see the door here is open. You can see the cooling fins on the inside. Very, very big locomotive. Okay, and now we're here with the Centennial diesel locomotive, class leader number 6900 from the Union Pacific, built in 1969 as part of the fleet of Centennial locomotives built by EMD for Union Pacific during its 100th anniversary of the Golden Spike. You can see all the specifications, just like the big boy. Biggest diesel in the world, biggest, well, single unit diesel. You might recognize Centipedes or other ones that had multiple units, you know, and then the EMD A, BB, A, F units could actually be counted as one locomotive depending on if they had drawbar and then separated into separate locomotives. The thing about this is it's actually a double diesel. There'd be one unit in here and another one in here, both of them powering the traction motors, one for one set of trucks and the other for the other set. Both of them 3,300 horsepower, bringing the total to 6,600 horsepower, and pretty much one of the most powerful diesels of the time. And you can see the 4-axle trucks here allowed it to get more tractive effort and spread the weight of the total locomotive. So it actually has the same number of driving wheels as the big boy. And this piece here, I don't know if a lot of you actually know this, but this is actually a sandbox. This unit did not have internal sandboxes on the rear of the locomotive like a lot of EMD and GE locomotives had, well, pretty much up to today. And we can see this back here is actually a control panel for the back of the locomotive, and what would happen would be a crew member or like someone working in the shop would use that to run the locomotive from this end and not necessarily in the cab because it's such a long locomotive that doing shop work might be made a little bit less easy if it didn't have it. Same on this side, and you can see the air intake here at the back of the locomotive. I'm sure there's a reason for that too. I can't remember why, but we got another sandbox on this side. And of course this thing has dynamic brakes, as you can see by the dynamic brake bulge up there. You see re-rails here. I'm sure derailing these things is a more common occurrence than with a smaller locomotive on yard tracks, so it's always best to have your re-rails with you, no matter what locomotive you have. You can see the massive size of the fuel tank here. I think it might be compartmentalized because you see two different inlets for it. But either way, they both go drive the locomotive fuel system. And the brake cylinder cut out, and the handbrake coming down here. And you got the bell. And you can see up to the cab here. This is one of the first wide nose or wide cab locomotives. And as you can see, they have the headlight right in the door here. Not a very big door, but the sheer size of the locomotive is just amazing. Pretty good contender to go with the big boy. So, we got the class leader for the world's largest diesel-electric locomotive, and the last of the world's largest steam locomotives. The second group of big boys was actually the heaviest, and pretty much the heaviest single steam locomotive of all time. It's actually double unit, just like this is a double diesel, because technically it's got two sets of engines, which is the driving piece of the locomotive, and then this up here would be the boiler, of course. So that's the difference. Taking a quick look up here at the tender, you can see the plaque up here for the equipment trust. Of course, you can see this coal burner, got coal bunker doors, and extension flap up here. And you got the light here for the gangway. Windows are fogged up kinda, so I can't really show you very well inside the cab there, but you get a sense of just how big it is. It's not the biggest cab, but it's a pretty good size. You can fit 4 people in there okay. Just how big it is from up here. They did a nice job on this thing, getting it up here and getting it restored. Not bad. Oh, there's a train over there now. You got the tour going through from the gardens below. This monument is not actually it's actually part of the Lauritzen Gardens here at Omaha, but it's free to visitors. It's kind of separate from everything else. You can see down there the railroad tracks. You see a train moving in the yard. Looks like some well flats. They got a fake whistle on this one, along with the fake lubricators and such. It's a double-stacked locomotive. Boy, it would sure sound nice. I can't wait until they get 4014 operating. It'd be a nice complement to 6936, which is the running Centennial right now. Got a nice overall shot here. BNSF down there. I think Union Pacific's actually on this side of the freeway. But man, 2 legends here. The Union Pacific. So from Kenefick Park in Omaha, Nebraska, rails in Michigan, good day.